Hi there, it's David Mourad here. It's the 31st of July. I'm back into the swing of things now after a great honeymoon. Enjoyed ourselves, but it's now time to get back into the swing of things. So I'd like to thank all of you who wished Nicole and I the best throughout our wedding and honeymoon, and we really had a great day and a great time away. But it's good to be back now. Pretty quiet things were while I was away in terms of runners. So there's not a lot to mention, but we'll kick off with Black Denim, filly by Denman. Had her first start on the 19th of July at Cranbourne for Mick Price. 1200 metres on a heavy 8. She had previously trialled well a couple of times, or had jump outs at Caulfield leading into the event, and they were quite good, but she was very disappointing on the day. She ended up towelling off to finish last. Nothing was found amiss, whether she didn't handle the heavy track on her first go, not sure, but she's just an immature filly that's going to improve with time. Mick really likes her and is confident she'll make a nice horse, but she's just going to need that extra time to develop and strengthen up. So she's out for a good spell now, and no doubt will return a better horse. Schnitzel Blitz raced at Cranbourne on the 19th, same meeting as Black Denim, over 1200 metres. It was her second up race this preparation. It was good to see her return to form. She did finish 6th, but considering how far back she was in the run, she settled at the end of the field, and she closed very strongly to finish 6th. She wasn't beaten all that far, so it looks like she's looking for more ground now, and the next race that Mick is looking at for her is at Sandown on Wednesday the 5th, over 1400 metres. Extra 200 metres should suit, and should see her back to her best, and hopefully see her in the winner's circle, if not somewhere in the money end of things. Rock Temple, it was good to see him return to form in his last start at Pakenham on the 23rd of July on the synthetic track there. And he finished 3rd, beaten approximately 2 lengths. It was a good effort, especially considering him and the second place skater, they set a pretty strong tempo up front, and they went a bit hard, but they stuck on well to the line, and he finished 3rd. So certainly appreciated the firm synthetic track, as he generally doesn't do too well in the wet. So his next start is actually likely to be the same race that Schnitzel Blitz is nominated for, at Sandown over 1400 metres on the 5th. Acceptance has come out on Monday. At this stage, she's 11th in the order of entry and he's 34th, so he's not guaranteed a run. If he doesn't go there due to missing out on a start, or if the track's too wet, then he'll go back to Pakenham 2 days later over a similar distance back on the synthetic track. So there are all the runners that were over the last month while I was away. Just mention a few horses that are back in work and having trials and are nearly back to the races. So Liniero's just returned to Gerald Ryan's stables in good order. He had a little bit of a freshen up on the Water Walker at Limitless Lodge. So he's been working well and feeling good, and Gerald's really happy with him. He's not going to need a trial. He didn't lose too much fitness there, and at this stage his next race is likely to be at Canterbury on the 12th of August. So looking forward to him racing again. Couple of trialers. Madame Zabil trialled yesterday morning at Wodonga over 900 metres. She jumped well and led for most of the way. In the end was just beaten half a length to finish 2nd. It was a very good trial. She's a horse that didn't have any form leading up, or last preparation I should say, but as it turned out she had a bit of a throat issue, so she's had the throat surgery. She's had a few months out and she's back, and she's looks to be in good order, breathing well. So she's going to trial again on the 10th of August at Cranbourne, and all going well she should get back to the races shortly afterwards. So It's good to see her performing at her best, which the throat was restricting her last time in. Justice for All, one of our favourites. He's a horse that he's had a few quirks, but he's got plenty of personality and he's been racing well. Not 100% over all his funny quirks in training, but when it comes to the race day, he pretty much is starting to put things together now. So he trialled yesterday morning at Wodonga as well. Still in the early stages of his training. He finished third, being about 2 lengths. Still building his fitness, come along well. He's also going to trial again on the 10th of August at Cranbourne, and we'll see how he goes from there fitness wise, and could be racing towards the end of August, maybe early September. We'll just see how he comes along, but be good to see him back at the races, and his preparation is looking to hopefully race more in the city, so that would be good for the owners. Star Appearance looks to have returned a much better horse now as a gelding. He trialled very nicely at Rosehill on the 21st of July. Made a lot of ground and finished a very close second. The winner of that trial actually had his first start at Canterbury last Wednesday and finished a near third to a horse called Sebring Sun, who's been given a little bit of a rap. He's got some good form against some nice horses, and he won quite well as well. So, but to finish third from where the horse was posted in the race, it was 3 wide, no cover. It was pretty good. So hopefully that form holds up, and it's looking promising for Star Appearance. So Gerald Ryan's been very happy with him, and he's likely now to not have another trial and go to the races. And Newcastle on the 8th of August, over 1200 metres, his likely next start. Rosetta's Way, Testarossa filly with Gerald. She also trialled on the 21st of July. Best trial to date, and she just keeps improving with age. She finished third in that trial, wasn't beaten too far. She's going to have another trial on the 4th of August. She just needs that extra trial to build her fitness. She's not as forward as Star Appearance, who has been to the races before, but she's an improving type, so I personally feel she's going to be better in 6 months. So whatever she does this time in, if she gets to the races, that would be great, but I think she's going to be better down the track. So that's pretty much all that's happening at the moment, and you know, we've got a few other horses that are getting back into pre-training and back into work now, who we're looking forward to returning to racing. So hopefully it's a big spring carnival for us all, and otherwise, yeah, it's been a good month for myself, and back into work now. So no tip this month. I had a quick look, and there was nothing I really thought was of value. There were a couple of short ones, but you don't need me to tell you that they're going to be hard to beat. But I thought, if I can't find anything worth tipping or value, I'd rather not tip anything. So we'll have a look maybe next month, and otherwise have a safe weekend, and I'll see you next month. Bye.